Hey everyone, this is Robin Graves, and this is The World According to Graves. Little something here, Diet Mountain Dew, giving Pepsi a rest for the day. Truth is, this is the first soda I grabbed. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Little sippage here. Uh, so everybody, I'm wondering out there, how many of you have checked out Sprue Rods? Believe me, they're good folks. Okay, uh, I can't really say anything bad about them whatsoever. They do some good work. They got some great custom rods. Go check them out at Spook Rods on Facebook. Tell them I sent you. Maybe they'll give you a better deal. We don't know yet. So, anyway, guys and dolls, uh, no movie, Mike. No movie. I'm running out of which movies I've shown you. Believe me, I've got a crap load more, but I got to go through and see which ones I showed you first before I bring any more out. Okay. Anyway, let me get settled in here. Wow. Another little bit of sippage here. Hold on. It's hot outside in the 90s. Jesus. And I got snakes here in this room. So I got to keep this room, we just acquired. So this room's got to be a little warm too. I ran out of room in the snake room. I think there is such thing as too many snakes. Oh well. We'll find out one day. Burp. Anyway. Um, I was going through a lot of things I wanted to do, I wanted to say, I wanted to talk about, and I decided there's one, two, three, four, five things that I could have made an entire show out of today. Um, I could split this up to later this week, but I think later this week I might have something little more interesting that I want to do. We'll find out. We'll find out. I've still got to do some research on this, and but I got five things here, so we're going to brush over them. We're going to call this episode "Things That Should Piss You Off," because I know sure as hell they piss me off. First off, by the way, today may be a little short. I got a lot of stuff happening. Uh, First off, AOC, or as I call her, Senorita Donkey Chompers, calling for wealth tax as billionaires leave big cities. Yeah, I've seen a couple of things on this and tried to research this the best I could. Senorita Donkey Chompers is wanting upwards to a 70% tax on who she calls billionaires. Honestly, the tax rate there she's wanting, let me get this, light fixed. Jess, we will be getting, I am, this deal goes through. We are going to work on production value here. Trust me, buddy. You come with some damn good ideas the other day. Uh, I'm impressed. You sold me. So, but anyway, anybody who makes 100,000 or more, according to AOC, needs to pay a higher tax rate. This is sure. This is sure as shit being communist. Okay, this is exactly how communist Russia ran. Higher taxes. They own you. You make nothing. Those of you out there who don't remember what communist Russia was um, back in the 80s before it became a republic, well, pretty much a free country. Things that were made there were, how should I say, a bit behind the times. Not very comfortable, not very easy to use. Their cars look like a box with wheels. Now, this was due to the fact that innovation was stifled because if you made any money whatsoever, anything innovative or anything, period, you were taxed to death. Now, there's some of you out there saying, especially one out there, you know who you are, Kirk Poss, saying, I don't mind paying 70% if it goes for something good. You are an idiot. I call an idiot where I see one. And you are most definitely an idiot. Now, the thing is we're having a hard enough time living as it is. Everything's going up. Everything's more expensive. They want to tax us more. Their whole idea is that Donkey Chomp's whole idea is if you make very much money whatsoever, you're evil because you're not spreading it around giving it away to everybody. So she wants to go and tax the shit out of these billionaires. Now, a lot of people out there think, well, they're owners of evil corporations. I own a corporation, okay? I'm not rich. Anybody that goes out there and makes good for themselves, no matter what they do, and they make money at it, people like donkey chompers want them stifled. She wants them taxed to death. Okay, that's as simple as I can put it. So far, her ideas have destroyed her area of the city. Major corporations have ran off. They've been rampant unemployment. People are going broke because she's wanting to squeeze as much money out of these companies and out of these corporations and out of billionaires and just a simple person walking down the street making more money than she thinks we should be making. And they're leaving. People are being unemployed. People are losing their homes because of her. Can't pay their rent because of her. They can't feed their kids. What next, AOC? Food lines? Is that what you're wanting? Jesus. The woman pisses me smooth off. I'm going to tell you why. No, it's not affecting here. Yet. But the Democratic Party putting people like her up for election is scary because she doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. In fact, the whole thing about Biden, them putting him up, we've seen him. We've all laughed at him. He's a goofball. He's an idiot. He needs to be in a nursing home. Ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats will be bringing this to a town near you. Trust me on this. They've been putting these people in power for years now. Now, the next thing that really should piss everybody off. Nancy and her bony witch of a finger. Whenever it's up, you know she's lost. The whole thing is she's pissed off right now that Donald Trump passed 4 COVID relief bills by executive order. I'm hearing all these Democrats screaming, you can't do that. Why not? Obama passed executive order after executive order. In fact, members of Congress even said, why are we even here? But see, we're not supposed to remember that. The Democrat establishment, they want you to forget yesterday and not plan for tomorrow. The typical establishment Democrat voter doesn't even know where they came from. They forgot. They forgot yesterday. They forgot what they had for breakfast this morning. And they don't think more than 5 minutes ahead of time. And this is the kind of people they're depending on to vote for them, to keep them in power. So if they don't want people who's going to remember them or remember what they did. Nancy Pelosi. Let's get into this. A little bit of history. I did a video on this a while back during the first COVID relief thing. People got $1,200. My wife and I, we got nothing. We've checked everything. We have not received a dime, not one dime from this. But dead people got it. Democrat voters, the dead got checks. I'm not lying about that. There are checks that came for dead people. Let me get this straight up. I hate Windows. Okay. All right. Sorry, had a pop-up here from AVG. I hate Windows 10. I'm sitting here doing something, and they're going to throw everything away. Anyway, enough of that. Nancy Pelosi, during the first COVID relief, people got $1,200. What was going on was $6,000 is what they were supposed to have gotten. But she sat there and whittled down and hemmed and hawed and threw a fit, her and a little Chucky Schumer throwing a fit and everything because, we need money for this too. We need money for this. We need money for this, i.e. their pet projects. Now, you got out there who got this money. You got $1,200. The other $4,800 of this dollars of this went to their pet projects. Okay, I did a video on this a while back. Check it out. It's got an entire list of shit that was funded by this by her negotiating with Trump. Now, Nancy has this wonderful thing where she's lost her bony finger comes up, and she'll lecture you with her bony finger up. Chuck Schumer will sit there and put his head down, his hands between his knees, and mutter things. Now, the only time that Nancy doesn't have her finger up and everything, talking about anything, is when she's bullying somebody. Chuck Schumer will always put his glasses on the bridge of his nose and look down at you and talk to you like you're a 4-year-old. Nancy right now is screaming and crying because Well, this got passed. The $600 that going towards certain things for people. She's throwing a fit because she wasn't involved. So far, the Democrats have done jack and shit in the past since March about this. They've done nothing. Nothing. They've talked a good game. A lot of virtue signaling. A lot of things going on where they're saying, we're planning this, we're going to do this. Well, yeah, the Republicans stepped up and said, look, you want $400, we'll do $200. Let's reach across the aisle, let's talk about this. Democrats saying, nope, we're not going to talk, we want $400. Trump did an executive order for $600. Okay? So he kind of outdid you there, Nancy girl. Okay? He outdid you. See, I sat there and watched this whole thing, and the executive orders were signed earlier on, I believe it was Friday, and everything. All of a sudden, you saw Nancy throwing a screaming fit. She's jumping liberal advocates because they're advocating the right, because they don't want to agree with her. They want to ask her questions. She doesn't want to answer. Nancy will never answer a question that makes her look bad whatsoever. People are asking her questions, well, what could you have done? What did you do? The blah, blah, blah. She's throwing a screaming fit about it. You know, yes, I'm happy Trump did the executive order. The executive orders kind of bother me a little bit, but I'm happy he did that because this did what we used to call, back when I was a kid, an ass kicking to the left. It put Nancy in her place. Everybody's been trying to reach across the aisle about this to the left. The left has been throwing a fit. CNN has been lying about it, saying how, well, the right, they're being obstinate. They won't help anybody. Really? What's the left done? The right's done more than the left has so far this year. All the left has done is sit there and try to get a sitting president impeached and out of office during when all this shit first started. That's all they were worried about. They weren't worried about you guys. They weren't worried about your vote, about the Democrat voters. Let me get this chair fixed. Jesus. They weren't caring about the Democrat voters. They were. They would have actually done something. So far, all they said is all they've done is virtue signal. That's it. There was no action whatsoever. But when they're caught up in their own bullshit, somebody goes around them to do something for the American people instead of for the Nancy Pelosi's little special interests. Oh, they're a horrible person. We're going to bitch and cry and scream and piss and moan about it. Fuck you, Nancy. You're an idiot. You should have been taken out of office a long time ago. Retire. I'm tired of seeing your Botox swelling face on my TV. Oh, God. Now, on to something else here. We're doing a brief overview of some things here, so don't expect me to go into exact details. The Portland mayor, Ted Wheeler, what a winner. Tossing a fit, virtue signaling again, about riots and how there was an attempted murder. An attempted murder, Ted, in Portland. Ted. Don't you know, you're mayor of Portland. Don't you know anything about Chaz or Chop or Dumbassistan or whatever it's called, the four deaths from that, the shootings, and now you're throwing a fit after 60 plus, almost 70 days of rioting in your city. Yeah, where were you on this when it first started? Despite what Beltloop Nadler has said, this has not been a myth. You've been sitting there watching the whole thing. Nadler wants to hide it. He wants to say, oh, that's a myth. It never happened. It's a peaceful protest. What's so goddamn peaceful about burning down a police station? What's so peaceful about trying to kill cops in a building? Trying to burn down a building, blocking the exits from the building with cops inside and setting it on fire. Yeah. What's so peaceful about people being beaten nearly to death by your Antifa goons and your BLM idiots? Yeah, there has not been a peaceful protest in the past almost 70 days. Well, I'll take that back. The first day here in Atlanta, there was a peaceful protest. It was taken over by Antifa and BLM. Yeah, and you want to sit here and act all incensed now? Where were you when it started? Where were you a week ago? Where were you 5 days ago? All of a sudden, you're throwing a screaming fit, virtue signaling, telling how everybody's so pissed off, about this, how you're pissed off about it, how this is ruining your city. Your city's been ruined for a while, okay? Jesus Christ, I've been to Seattle and Portland, and I'll tell you the truth, I was not impressed by either city. So, okay, CNN running defense for Biden as his campaign Sinks. CNN running around saying how the only thing the Republicans have to do right now is run Biden down into the ground. No, Biden is running Biden into the ground. The man can't make a coherent sentence, and it's getting worse. You know what? I was hoping Bernie Sanders would be the Democrats' pick here. I really was. Because I want to see Bernie Sanders taken apart by Trump. I wanted to see him dissected on stage. Now you got Biden, and you're saying, oh, we can't, no, we don't want him doing a debate because of COVID. No, you don't want him doing a debate because there won't be a debate. It would be a slaughter. All Trump had to do is say one thing, and Biden will chatter himself to obscurity. Is this the best you can do? Is Biden the best you could do? Yeah. It shows me you're not really wanting to win. I want to ask one question. Is Biden a Trump operative? Because he's sure acting that way. He is God. And what's pissing me off is CNN running everybody in the ground, taking part of a quote and spinning it around to make it look like that the Republicans, all they got to do is, all they're doing is running Biden in the ground. No, Biden's running Biden in the ground. The Republicans are just pointing at him and laughing, going, ha, yeah, right, he's going to win, whatever. We all know that Biden is a Trojan horse. He's going to pick somebody as a vice president. Well, actually, no, he's not going to pick him. The DNC will. Now, the DNC had already picked Kamala or Kamala Harris, whatever her name is. They already picked her. That came out on a news thing late last month, dated August 1st. It automatically got taken down shortly right after. A lot of us saw it. I even made mention of this before. And they can't use Kamala Harris because that is going to look like, well, yeah, it was right. So now they're going to try to pick somebody else. I heard a rumor is going to be Elizabeth Warren, a little Pocahontas, little fake Native American. Her excuse for saying she's Native American is, well, everybody in my family said I was. I lived in Oklahoma, okay? I lived in Oklahoma where she's from. Everybody there claims to be Native American. Everybody. And there's an albino down the street from my mother's that in Oklahoma that claim to be Native American. I think he spoke with a Chinese accent. So just because you live in Oklahoma don't make you Native American, okay? And then you got to be proven you're Native American. You were never proven. You never had a roll number. You never proven to the five civilized tribes. You were never a part of any of them in Oklahoma. No, you weren't an Indian. You got caught in a lie. And now there's rumors that Biden wants to tap her as a VP. Now, whoever's VP is, let's say he wins. Whoever's VP is will become president because they're going to turn around and say, well, Biden's health is too bad. He can't be president. So now they got a vice president that got put in without being voted for. He's a Trojan horse. That's all he is. They don't think we know this. They don't think that we're as American citizens are smart enough to realize what's happening. Remember, Democrats want one thing: control. That's all they're about. Control. I've had these old school Democrats. Lester, you're a cool dude, man. You got good intentions. Love you, brother. Lester Jr., who, he's an old school Democrat. The old school Democrats were nothing like what they have today. Nothing like they have today. But I've heard old school Democrats tell me Republicans, they're all about the money. Show me one Democrat that's not rich. Show me one. Show me one Democrat that's going to help you. You can't. You can't. Democrats so far in 2020 have done jack and shit, except try to get rid of a sitting president. And they failed at that because they had two used car salesmen, Schiff and Nadler. Did I say that? That ran the show. And they couldn't do the job. Supposedly Schiff had all this evidence that nobody's seen before, and he's going to throw it out there and he's going to get rid of Trump. Where's the evidence? Nadler, I thought he was going to trip over his own belt loops. Jeez, man. It's got to be the longest fucking zipper I've ever seen on a pair of pants there, Nadler. Good going. You won a world record. Uh, the last one I'm going to do today, I guess I am going about pretty close to normal time. Progressives and their bullying tactics about getting rid of the police. I am mentioning this for one reason. I got this turd bucket on a social media network, Facebook, that decided to jump my ass. I have friends that are police. Okay, one of my best friends is a dispatcher for the police department. Tina Andrews. Alan Rothery is a police officer. Hey, Alan, how's it going, brother? One of the nicest people I ever met in my life. We get along like brothers. He's great. I would love to meet him in real life. Meet him, I think we would set a city on fire just to sit there and drink beer and watch. Great guy. Can't say anything bad about him. The major for the precincts nearest me, Cadwell, wonderful human being, did me a favor when nobody else would. I mean, I meet cops out here that know me just from this, and they want to shake my hand. No, it should be the other way around. Now, I got this turd bucket on here who's decided that his exact words were, yeah, just because a couple of cops are good to you, all cops are good. Whatever. I hope you get shot by a cop. Yeah, guess what, you snowflake? You proved my point, and I didn't have to say a word to you. So, you know what? You're always saying, there's people out there saying, well, as of 9/11. No, I don't like Islam. Okay? I've read the Quran, and I think it's a piece of garbage. That's my personal opinion. I have not yet really met a Muslim that I can trust since 9/11, after reading the Quran, after dealing with them. And I'm told, well, you can't paint everybody with a broad brush. There are some good Muslims out there. Maybe, but I haven't met any yet. But this is the same people who told me that all cops are bad because of the actions of a few. I guess it's okay for them to paint the entire world with a broad brush. I have met a lot of good white people. I've met a lot of scumbag white people. I've met good black people. I've met scumbag black people. I've met good Asians and bad Asians. I've dealt with bad store owners. I've dealt with good ones. I've dealt with bad preachers. And a few that I actually can sit down and talk to. But one cop does something wrong, the entire city's police force is abolished. So, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to admit something here. I think I admitted on a video on the episode previously on Dewey Avenue in Poto, Oklahoma. I was driving my Jeep, and I ran out of gas and drifted into a parking lot for Poto Pets. It's right there on Dewey Avenue. I used to go there a lot when I lived in Oklahoma, and got out, got my gas can, and was walking up to the to a convenience store up on the corner, up from there. It's about a block away. I got halfway there. A police car pulls up next to me. Two cops get out, beat the living hell out of me, beat me to the ground, stomping on me, beat me with their nightsticks, and all they could say was, "You long-haired hippies need to leave." Got back in the car and left. When I reported them to the city police, I was assured there were no police officers there at the time. They didn't have any in the area. I must be mistaken. Yeah, even with that happening, I don't look at all cops as bad cops. I've met a lot of good ones. But I am a scumbag piece of shit because I get along with the police, because I don't want them all gone. Well, like I said, I've met a lot of good people, a lot of bad people. I've met a lot of good Facebook users, and I've met a lot of bad Facebook users. So why don't we get rid of Facebook? Okay. Same thing with anywhere else I've been. There are good people and bad people. I can't paint the entire police force of anywhere with a broad brush, but you guys can. Yeah, you're hypocrites. Hypocrisy runs in your blood. You see, it shows every time you open your mouths. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go on this one. I'm hoping I made a point here. I'm hoping some of you guys actually listened. This was just an overview. I didn't want to get into specifics. I don't have the time. I could talk for hours on each one of these subjects. But I want you guys to watch my videos. I don't want you guys to be too bored. So, I love every one of you guys. You guys take care of one another. And most of all, talk hard. Very hard. I'll catch you next time. This has been The World According to Graves. I was your host, Robin Graves. You guys be good. Later.